Welcome into another week where we hand out the MidcoSN game ball. We've done that 7 times this year. And this week, as usual, a very tough decision. We've got players on the offensive side, special teams, and defense. And we'll start out with one of the best defensive players of the week. That was Cody Brown of Madison. Absolutely dominated against West Central last week. Had not one, but 2 blocked punts in the game to go along with his 14 tackles, one of those for a loss, and he also forced a fumble. He was literally all over the field for Madison in their win. Caden Ing played on a snow-filled field against Great Plains Lutheran, and he took care of business himself. 178 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns, also caught a touchdown pass, took a kick return back to the house, and also had 10 tackles, several of them for losses. This guy was an absolute beast on a night that wasn't so nice. Caden Halsey out of Mobridge, he is on this list almost every week. Scored 4 touchdowns for the Tigers as they beat Redfield. Jesse Hastings, 2 weeks in a row, has been so close to getting a game ball. This week went for 20 rushes, 246 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That totals 10 touchdowns for the senior in the last 2 weeks. That's a season's worth for most. Tate Johnson out of Brandon Valley, he carried the ball 42 times. True definition of a workhorse for the Lynx. Went for 218 yards and a touchdown for the Lynx. Chase Mason out of Viborg-Hurley took out Hanson, 10 of 12, nearly perfect, throwing the football for 169 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then ran another one in for good measure. Sam Sittig of Baltic was in the opposing backfield all night long against Parker, one of the best teams in 9AA. He wrapped up ball carriers behind the line of scrimmage 5 different times. Huge night for Sam Sittig. Garrett Stout makes his weekly appearance on our list. 17 of 27 for 241 yards and a touchdown. Then he also ran for 100 yards, and ho-hum, the quarterback also returns kicks and took one of those back to the house as well. Huge season continues for Garrett Stout. Nate Tolley of Colman-Egan went against an undefeated team in Del St. Mary, and he took it upon himself to end their undefeated season. He ran for 141 yards, 5 touchdowns, was 2 for 2 passing, and also came up with a huge pick on the defensive side. How about Caden Verley of Canton? He has been doing more and more in the backfield, and this week he had one of his best of the year. Against Tri-Valley, went for 150 yards and scored 4 different times. Time to hand out this week's game ball, and it goes to somebody who's very familiar with being on this list, but gets his first Avera Orthopedics game ball of the year, and that's Mykael Loera Prado of Lower Brule. What did he do? Well, all he did was score 7 touchdowns in 3 different ways. 3 rushing touchdowns, a fumble recovery for a touchdown, a pick 6, and also took in not 1 but 2 kick returns all the way to the house. This is one of the best players in the All-Nations League this year, and he has been having a tremendous year. Actually leads all rushers in the state regardless of class. He keeps on bringing it, but 7 touchdowns, that's just crazy. Keep on balling, Mykael. Have a great year.